because you all have gone through this periodic table. So now today we are going to learn about periodic table. Can you all hear me, guys? If not, please let me know. And unfortunately, I couldn't give you the last week lecture. Not. I'll send it to you via email today. Okay, I'm really very sorry. And there is another announcement, guys. I'm planning to give one assignment with calculations, electronic configurations, and we have learned about some small equations and some theory up to periodic table. I will give you the assignment. It will be the first assignment, and unfortunately, even though you have VLE, your batch representative told me that you don't have access to that. So I'll talk with your respective lecturers with that regard. Then I'll let you know, because I am planning to give you a quiz also, because in this course unit we need to give 2 quizzes plus 2 assignments. Assignments like tutorials, definitely I will discuss those assignments with you, and when you those assignments and quizzes count 40% marks from your total allocation. 60% will be taken from the end of course examinations, 40% from assignments plus quizzes. So for the quizzes, we are getting 30%, and from assignments we are getting 10%. Okay, so you must concern about these assignments and quizzes, because each and every marks will be counted for your grades. ඔයාලගේ gradings වලට end of course වගේම in course CA assignments උත් CA බලපානවා. CA ගත්තහම CA වලින් CA plus assignments, continuous assessments වලින් එක 40%. So I am planning to give you 2 quizzes දෙකයි and 2 assignments. Quizzes දෙකෙන් 30% ගන්නවා, and from the assignments it will take 10%. Assignments දෙකෙන් 10% ගන්නවා. මම periodic table එකට වෙනකන් assignment එකක් දෙනවා. ඔයාලට මම email එකකින් ඒ assignment එක PDF කරලා එවන්නම්. ඔයාලට මම ඊට පස්සේ then I will share a Google folder with you. Then you can upload it before the closing date. Okay, I think I will give you the one week period to do that, and individually try to do that. Tani taniyama karanna, because I am giving you the separate separate calculations. You need to do the using those. We studied very simple equations. ගොඩාක් simple equations ඉගෙන ගත්තේ. ඒවා ගණනුත් අපි අදුවා. ඒ ගණන් වගේ ගණන් ටිකක් දෙනවා. electronic configuration එක ලියන්න දෙනවා. තව පොඩි theories ටිකක් එනවා. Then do you know the difference between assignments and quizzes? Assignments you can study and you can go through your notes, and then you can write the assignments. Okay, that is why less marks are allocated for the assignments. But the difference of quizzes means quiz is like end of course paper. That can be multiple choice questions or structured essay type. But you need to make that is like paper based examination. එක paper based exam එකක් වගේ MCQ තියෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, structured essays තියෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. 30 minutes වගේ දීලා ඔයාලට ඒක ලියන්න ඕනේ. ඒක ඔයාලට පොතක් බලලා එහෙම කරන්න බෑ. Okay, that is the difference between both. Anyway, this is your first year, first semester. No, first year, second semester. No? So, go through my notes and that's enough. Guys, then write the assignment. That will be the first assignment. I will send it to you. I will put it in a Google group. Then I will give you a 1 week time. If I give you today, the next Wednesday, before next Wednesday or no before next Wednesday, you need to submit it to me. එතකොට ඔයාලට මම අද දුන්නොත් ලබන බදාදා හරි බදාදට කලින් හරි submit කරන්න පුළුවන්. And the other thing is, I won't give any extra assignments because I am planning only 2 assignments and 2 quizzes. Okay. You are in first year, first semester now. So that is why I am explaining this one. I am giving you 2 assignments and 2 quizzes. Participation is compulsory because I won't give any repeat examinations. ඔයාලගේ 109ක් 210ක් දිනනවා කිව්වා. ඒතර ඒ ඔක්කොම මේක සබ්මිට් කරන්න ඕන. quiz එකක් දෙනවා නම් ඒකට participate වෙන්න ඕන because I won't give any repeat exams. එනේ මම ආයේ තව ඒකට ආවේ නැහැ කියලා තව එකක් එහෙම දෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? And if there is any unavoidable reasons, you need to take the letter from head of the department. ඔයාලට එහෙම එකක් ආයේ unavoidable reason එකකට හරි එන්න බෑ කියලා කියනවා නම් head ගෙන් මට ලියුමක් ඕනි ඔයාට තව එකක් දෙන්න කියලා. Okay? එහෙම කරන එක it will be a very hard procedure. ඒ හින්දා ඔයාලට මම කියන්නේ ඔයාලා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම හැමෝම quizzes වලට assignments වලට participate වෙන්න ඕනි. ඔයාලා please think end of course paper you are getting 60 marks. Okay? And in course CA assignment, continuous assessment, you are getting 40 marks is allocated for the continuous assessment. Okay? From this 40 marks, at least you need to score 14 marks. 40න් 14ක්වත් ගන්න ඕනි to get the CA eligibility. 40න් 14ක්වත් ඒ ලකුණු 40න් 14ක්වත් නැත්නම් ඔයාලට ආයේ ඔයාලා බැච් ඔයාලා first year second semester second year කොහොම ගියා ඔයාලා ඒ continuous assessment ආයේ ඊගාවට එන ඔයාලගේ juniors වත් එක්ක ලියන්න ඕනේ. තේරුණාද? ඒ වගේම for end of course papers also you need to it will 60 marks will be allocated for the end of course examinations. At least you need to score 21 out of 60. Otherwise you are not eligible for end of course examination so you need to write the ECA repeat, end of course examination repeat. Okay? That is what I am saying. ඔයාලා CA assessment වලින් 40න් 14ක්වත් ස්කෝර් කරන්න ඕනේ. නැත්නම් ඔයාලා CA repeat ඊගාව බැච් එකත් එක්ක ඒක ලියන්න ඕනේ. Continuous assessment it is very hard process. Okay? And for the EC end of course papers ලකුණු 60කින් දෙන්නේ. ඒ 60න් අඩුම තරමේ ලකුණු 21ක්වත් තියෙන්න ඕනේ නැත්නම් ඔයා ෆේල්. සිංහලෙන්ම කිව්වොත් ඔයා يعني ඔයාලට තේරෙන විදිහට කිව්වොත් ඔයාලා ෆේල් 40කින් 14කට වැඩිය ගන්න බැරි වුණත් හරි 60න් 21කට වැඩිය ගන්න බැරි වුණත් හරි. ඕනනම් ඔයාලගේ සීනියර්ස් ළගෙන් අහලා බලන්න. එහෙම තමයි. හරිද? අනිත් දේ තමයි for my lectures attendance is compulsory. At least 80% attendance. I am getting the report attendance sheet after this in every day, but some days have more than 80 students were participated, but today it is less than 80. Please tell your friends attendance is compulsory because this is very novel now because without chemistry you can't do anything. And I am the only one who's going to teach about chemistry for you guys. Okay? Or else, if you don't know the basics, it will be really hard for you. All the basics දන්නේ නැත්නම් හැමදේම ගොඩක් hard. Then මම කියපු දේවල් තේරුණා කියලා මම හිතනවා. එතන assignment එක දෙනවා මම. එතකොට හැම එකකටම participation එක ඒ වගේම scoring the marks will be compulsory. ඒවා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම compulsory. Compulsory කියන්නේ අනිවාර්යයි කියන එක. So then we are going to the today's session. It's about periodic table. This is theory. I think there are, I think, more than 118 elements are identified until today, but some are synthesized. It is not naturally available, but many of them are naturally available in their free state or as compounds. සමහරක් මේ periodic table එක ගත්තහම periodic table එකේ ගොඩක් සමහරක් metals synthesized if these are naturally available නැහැ but ගොඩක් ඒවා synthesized නැහැ ඒවා naturally available. So in this periodic table it is very descriptive periodic table මේක ගොඩක් විස්තර තියෙනවා. So this is Fe means iron. In each box contain name of chemical symbol of the elements, name and its electronic configuration and its oxidation states. We will go to the oxidation states. You don't have that topic, but if I have enough time, I will teach you about the oxidation states and the electronegativity, atomic number, and atomic mass, that means mass number. Those kind of things are indicated in each box. Have a box එකකම එතකොට මෙහෙම දීලා තියෙනවා. Okay, so you don't need to memorize those whole periodic table, but you need to memorize at least up to 20 elements. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. Up to that point, at least you need to memorize those 20 elements. And the other thing is, if you see the symbol, chemical symbol of any element, you must know the name. That means, say for example, capital A symbol. It is argon. So in your exam paper, if the chemical symbol is given, you need to know the name. Okay, at least up to now for the chemical symbol, I think you need to know up to 54. 54 or 56. Cesium, barium, francium. Okay, so you need to not to memorize, but if you see the chemical symbols, you may have the ability to identify the name. Okay, then we'll go to the next slide. As the number of non-elements increase. When after finding many elements, earlier scientists found subatomic particles, then they found the elements. But when they found the elements, when number of elements are increased, the scientists wanted to classify it. So in 1869, ඒ කියන්නේ මුලින්ම එක දෙක elements හොයාගත්තට පස්සේ scientistලාට ඕන වෙනවා මේවා මොකක් හරි රටාවකට classify කරන්න. So in 1869, Dimitri Mendeleev, he's the father of periodic table, and Lothar Meyer, they arranged elements in the order of increase in atomic mass, and they introduced the periodic table. මුලින්ම atomic mass එක කියන්නේ mass number කියන්නේ atomic mass එක වැඩි වෙන පිළිවෙලට මෙයාලා Dimitri Mendeleev උයි Lothar Meyer කියන කෙනායි periodic table එක introduce කරා. Okay, but the modern periodic table was constructed with the concept of atomic number, increase in the atomic number. That was the basic for modern periodic table. ඉස්සෙල්ලා atomic mass එකේ පිළිවෙලට හැදුවත් පස්සේ දැන් තියෙන නව modern periodic table එක atomic number එකට තමයි arrange කරලා තියෙන්නේ. If someone has asked, if we ask the multiple choice questions, this question can be asked. What is the base of modern periodic table? The answers can be given as A, B, C, D. Increase in atomic mass, increase in atomic number, increase in the mass number, or that kind of thing, and all that kind of questions can be given. Okay, then ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන්න පුළුවන් modern periodic table එක construct කරලා තියෙන මොන concept එකකට? එතකොට අපෙන් දෙන්න පුළුවන් atomic mass එකෙන්ද atomic number එකෙන්ද නැත්නම් mass number එකෙන් තව එකක් මොකක් හරි දෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට අපි දැනගන්න ඕනේ දැන් තියෙන periodic table එක අපි දැන් හදන periodic table එක හදලා තියෙන atomic number එක base කරගෙන. Okay, then the rows are called periods. ආවර්ත කියලා අහලා ඇති. And elements of the same in periods, that means elements of that row shows some similar structure. Columns are called group count. There are 7 periods in periodic table and 18 groups. This is how we can categorize it. හරහට තියෙන columns හරහට තියෙන. That means this way. It is called as periods. The columns, there are 18 columns. Can you all see that? Columns 18ක් තියෙනවා, කාණ්ඩ 18ක්. So if I say this, hydrogen helium is in first period. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine in second period. That is what it is going. For the columns, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. They sign another column. There are 18 columns and 18 groups. Columns are called as group, 18 groups and 7 periods. You need to memorize that one also. These are the things which cannot be changed. මේවා කවදාවත් වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Periods 7යි. Columns, groups 18. In a periodic table. So there is another thing you need to know. Number of electrons in the outermost energy level is known as valence electrons. For that, okay, for nitrogen, in outermost energy level, it has 5 electrons. Okay, here. Argon, in outermost energy level, එළියෙන්ම තියෙන එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ ඉන්නවා 8ක්. එයා තමයි වේලන්ස් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් කියන්නේ. ඕකේ. වේලන්ස් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් කියන්නේ එළියෙම තියෙන එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ ඉන්න මේන් එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ තියෙන ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් ගන්න. Okay, up to now, if you have any doubts, please let me know. You can put it in a chat box also. This is just a theory. Then I'll go to another section. Okay. Since you don't have any problem, any slide, so the periodic table can be further divided into 4 blocks based on the filling order of the orbitals. Until so far, we learned about. No, you don't need to memorize whole periodic table, first 20 elements then. Hydrogen to calcium. You need to memorize those 20 elements. That's all. Because in your examinations, I will give you the periodic table. Actually, you don't need to memorize it at all, but it's better if you can memorize that first 20 elements. Okay. Mama exam එකේ දාලා periodic table එකක් ඕන නම් periodic table එක ගහලා දෙනවා. ඒක memorize කරගන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. but ඒක හොඳයි ඔයාලා first 20 වත් මතක තියාගන්නවා නම්. Even though I did my chemistry degree, I have a chemistry degree. Remember whole periodic table. මටවත් මතක නැහැ. It's not needed. එහෙනම් ඒක ඕන නැහැ. Okay, then the next there are 4 blocks. Filling mode of orbitals. So far, we learned about 4 types of orbitals: S, P, D, and there are 4 shapes of. O-level කාලෙත් ටික මතක තිබ්බහම ඇති. ඕනනම් මම periodic table එක දෙනවා. ඒ 20වත් මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ හැබැයි. හරි හැබැයි ඒ වගේම ඔයාලට පොඩි අහුරුවක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. You must be familiarized with the elements. මම symbol එක බැරි වෙලා හරි මොකක් හරි දීලා තිබුණොත් මේ මොකක්ද කියන idea එක තියෙන්න ඕන. memorize කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. exam එකේදී periodic table එකක් දෙනවා ඕනේ වුණා. So there are 4 shapes of orbitals: S, P, D, and A. In S shape of orbital, only S orbital present. P shape of orbital, there are 3 orbitals: Px, Py, Pz. For the D shape of orbitals, there are 5 orbitals. Then for the F type of orbitals, there are 7 orbitals. 1 orbital, 2, maximum 2 electrons can be filled. I think you memorized all. මතකද SPDF කියලා shapes හතරක් තියෙනවා. S කියන එකේ තියෙන S orbitals විතරයි. P කියන එකේ තියෙනවා Px, Py, Pz කියන තුනම. ඊට පස්සේ D එකේ තියෙනවා orbitals 5ක්. F එකේ තියෙන orbitals එකක්. එතකොට periodic table එක අපි කියවන මොනාට හරි මේක classify කරලා දෙන. අතට periodic table එක තවදුරටත් classify කරලා තියෙනවා මේ orbitals වල වර්ග අනුව. Okay, there are 4 blocks. Okay, first one is the S block, second one is the P block. S, this one in pink color, it is given as P block. In orange color, it is known as D block. F block is given in, I think it's light from another color. I don't know what is the color exactly. Okay, so I think you may confused about the F block. So we need to clarify that SPDF කියලා හතරක් තියෙනවා. S කියන්නේ නිල් පාටින් තියෙන එක. ඒකට අයිති වෙනවා first two groups in the periodic table. Periodic table එකේ ඉන්න පළවෙනි group දෙක අයිති වෙන්නේ මේකට. Then P block 13 to 18 groups. තුන්වෙනි එකේ 13 වෙනි එකේ ඉඳන් 18 වෙනකන් groups are in P block. 3 to 12 groups are in D block. 3 ඉඳන් 12 වෙනකන් කට්ටිය ඉන්නේ D block එකේ. F block එක වෙනම තියෙනවා. ඒක මේ මෙතනට මේ කාවත් දාලා තියෙනවා, but it is in separate. Okay, here in this figure you can see that. Okay, first two columns පළවෙනි දෙන්න තමයි S block එක. Okay, මේ දෙන්න S block එක. හරිද? පළවෙනි columns දෙක. And then 13 to 18, it is in P block. 3 to 12 is in D block. But here can you see after the barium, capital B simple A, in a sixth period, third column, please look on the hayaveni avarthe thungani group එක. ඒකේ there is something, it is written as 57 to 71. 57 ඉඳන් 71 වෙනකම්. ඒ 57 ඉඳන් 71ට වෙනකම් ආයෙත් කියනවා we said it as, we call it as lanthanide series. Lanthanide series 57 to 71. First column, can you see that? Lanthanide to lutetium. Lanthanum to lutetium. මේ 15 වෙනම F block එකේ දාලා තියෙනවා. Then 89 to 103, it is in it is called as actinide series. It comes from actinium to, I don't know, lawrencium or something. I'm not sure about that chemical. Okay, so those are indicated, those means F blocks are also indicated here in this 57 to 71 place, but unfortunately we can't get the pattern if we included it here. That is why we gave separate place for the F block. තේරුණාද? මේක හරිනම් එන්න ඕනි periodic table එක මෙන්න මේ විදිහට. Okay, ඒ වුණාට මේකේ මේ F block දෙක කපලා අයින් කරලා set කරලා තියෙනවා. නැත්නම් ඒක කැත. තේරුණාද? හරිනම් එන්න ඕනි තර තමයි ඒක තමයි අර 57 to 71 කියලා එහෙම දාලා තියෙන්නේ. Okay, so you need to know that there are 4 blocks called S, P, D and S due to orbitals. Here, okay, you can't see. For the S block elements, valence S orbitals are being filled. ඒකේ අන්තිමටම තියෙන්නේ S block. S වලින් ඉවරනේ. Electronic configuration is completed with the S. When we take the hydrogen, it is 1s1, helium 1s2, lithium 2s1, that is how it is called. For the P block elements, sorry. For the P block elements, S block elements alla anthimata me iwara wenne S කියන එක 1s1, 2s1, 3s1. Ne? So this hydrogen 1s1 වලින් ඉවර වෙන්නේ. එයාගේ තියෙන එච්චරයි. Lithium 2s1, sodium 3s1, potassium 4s1, rubidium 5s1, cesium 7s1, francium 8s1. Four S one, five S six one. So beryllium to radium also the valence electrons in the outermost shell is 2s electrons. So beryllium 2s1, magnesium 2s2, calcium 3s calcium 2s2, 3s2, 4s2, strontium 5s2, barium 6s2, radium 7s2. එයාලගේ අන්තිම electronic configuration එකේ අන්තිමට එන්නේ 1s2, 1s2 නෙමෙයි 2s2, 3s2 එහෙම. When we look on the P block elements, එයාලගේ when the outermost electron goes to the p orbital. For the boron's atomic number is 5. So the electronic configuration can be written as 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Aluminium 3p1. Gallium 4p1. That is how it. So carbon, the atomic number is 6. So it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So this has again ultimate 2p2. Nitrogen 2p3. Oxygen 2p4. Fluorine 2p5. Neon 2p6. There are 6 electrons can be occupied in p orbital. So that is why there are 6 electrons. 6 elements. P antimatama p පිරණයට අපි කියනවා p block elements කියලා. Then we will go to the D block elements. It is given as cream color. Scandium 21. Atomic number is 21. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d1. It is 3d1. Valence electron is in d orbital. D to tamai පිරෙන්නේ. So titanium 3d2, vanadium 3d3, chromium 24 Cr, chromium 3d4. So final electron is filled to d orbitals. That is why we call it as d block elements. It is d block. පුතා 3 ඉඳන් 10 වෙනකම් 3 ඉඳන් 12 වෙනකම් ඒ group ටික ඔක්කොම අයිති වෙන්නේ d block එකට. Okay? එක දෙක groups දෙක අයිති වෙනවා S block එකට. මොකද එයාගේ අන්තිමටම පිරෙන ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන එක පිරෙන්නේ S ට හින්දා. 13 ඉඳන් 18ට වෙනකන් යනවා P block එක. මොකද එයාගේ අන්තිමටම පිරෙන ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන එක පිරෙන්නේ P වලට හින්දා. 3 ඉඳන් 12 වෙනකන් තියෙන groups ටික යනවා D block එකට. එයාලට අපි කියනවා D block elements කියලා. මොකද එයාලගේ අන්තිමටම තියෙන එක D. නවෝත් ඕකේ ඔයාගේ ගැටලුව හරිද? ඔයා පෙන්නලා තියෙන ටික D. මතක තියාගන්න. ඒතර 1යි 2යි groups දෙක S block එකට, 3 ඉඳන් 12 වෙනකන් D block එකට, 13 ඉඳන් 18 වෙනකන් P block එකට. අර යට පේලි දෙකක් වෙනම තියෙන එක F block එක. තේරුණාද? Okay, I will repeat it again. There are 4 blocks. Okay, I will explain it in English. Then I'll explain it in Sinhala. Muling English en kala ඊට පස්සේ සිංහලෙන් කියන්න. නවොත් අවසානයේට පිරෙන. ඒ කියන්නේ valence electrons කියන්නේ අන්තිමටම පිරෙන electrons පිරෙන orbitals. orbital එකට අනුව තමයි අපි බෙදලා තියෙන්නේ මේ හතර. Okay, there are 4 blocks as S, P, D and F. Group 1 and group 2 is in S group because the valence electrons is filled to S orbital. 3 to 12 groups are in D block. A, B, C, D block. Because the valence electrons are filled in D orbitals. So, group 13 to 18, it is in P block because valence electrons are filled in D block. Filled in P orbitals. And the others are, that means the other things, lanthanum to yttrium and actinium to nobelium. Those are in F group because the final electron, that means valence electron, is filled to F orbitals. මේක SPDF කියලා හතරකට බෙදනවා. එහෙම බෙදෙන්නේ අය ඉලෙක්ට්‍රොනික කන්ෆිගරේෂන් එක අපි ගන්නකොට අන්තිමටම වැටලා තියෙන ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන එක වැටලා තියෙන ඕබිටල් එක බලමු. ඒ වැටලා තියෙන එකන S නම් එයා S. එතකොට group 1 2 ඒකට තමයි වැටෙන්නේ. 3 ඉඳන් 12 වෙනකන් වැටලා ඉන්න අය වැටෙන්නේ එයාලගේ අන්තිම ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන එක වැටෙන්නේ D orbital එකට. ඒ හින්දා එයාලා D block. 13 ඉඳන් 18 වෙනකන් කට්ටිය එයාලගේ අන්තිමටම valence electrons වැටෙන්නේ B. මේ වැටෙන්නේ P එක P වලට. එතකොට එයාලා P block. මේ යට වෙනම තියෙන අයට එයාලගේ අන්තිමටම ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන එක. මේ ඔයාලා මේක zoom කරලා බැලුවොත් ඔයාලට පේන්නේ මේක ඉලෙක්ට්‍රොනික කන්ෆිගරේෂන් එක දීලා තියෙනවා මේ periodic table එකේ. අන්තිමටම පිරෙන්නේ F ට. එතකොට එයා F block. So if we get here the yttrium, may balance yttrium. See, look on the yttrium. It has. See, look on the yttrium. It has the valence electron is in 4D. That means it is in D orbital. Okay. Look on the nitrogen. It is valence electron in P. So it is in P. එතකොට මේ වගේ දැන් ආගන් ගත්තාම ආගන්ගේ 3p6. එතකොට P ගෙන් තමයි ඉවරලා දෙන්නේ. එතකොට P group එකේ. P block එකේ. Chlorine also in P block. I think you all have understood this one. Okay. Okay. So then, okay, here. Okay, here. So group 3 to 12, we know it is in it's D block elements, and we call it as transition elements also. Transition metals, not the element, transition metals. It is another name for the D block element. D block elements are topic, transition metals here. So for the F block elements, okay, for the F block elements, so we know it is valence F orbitals are being filled, and we know it, we call it as inner transition metals also. ඒවට කියන අනිත් නම් තමයි D block එකට කියනවා transition metals කියලා. F block කියනවා inner transition metals කියලා. Elements in group 1 එයාට කියන තව නමක් තමයි group 1 elements. These potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, alkali metals. Okay, the second group, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium, alkaline earth metals. මේ අල්ට මේ කියන අනිත් නම්. Okay, I am asking a general question now. As so far, we studied about the father of periodic table and groups, periods, uh, and the base of modern periodic table, and what is the valence electron, and there are four blocks, sp, d, and f blocks, and the common names of those blocks also we learned now. Then I am asking a general question. I'll ask. In periodic table, I told you there are more than 118 elements are identified so far. මේ වෙනකොට 118කට වඩා elements අඳුරගෙන තියෙනවා. So there are metals, alloys and non-metals there. Metals තියෙනවා. Metals කියන්නේ ලෝහ. Alloys කියන්නේ මිශ්‍ර ලෝහ තියෙනවා. And non-metals අලෝහ තියෙනවා. As a general question, I am asking, what is the highly abundant element, type of elements? Is it metal, non-metals or alloys? වැඩිපුරම තියෙන in periodic table. වැඩිපුරම තියෙන periodic table එකේ metals ද, non-metals ද, alloys ද? ඔයාලා chat එකට දාන්න ඔයාලට හිතෙන එක. What is the highly abundant type of elements? Is it metal, non-metal or alloy? ඔයාලා හිතන විදිහට according to your knowledge. Only five of among you answered. What about the others? I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay, now I am telling you what is the highly abundant type of elements in periodic table. Periodic table එකේ වැඩිපුරම තියෙන elements වර්ගය මොකක්ද? Metals ද, non-metals ද, alloys ද? ලෝහද, අලෝහද, මිශ්‍ර ලෝහද? Did you get it now? What අහුණාද? Then okay. Okay. So up to now, some of you told it as metals, some of you told it as non-metals. But no one tell anything about alloys. Okay, only one answer will be correct. Will correct. Okay. So we'll look on it. Just Google it and check it if you have mobile phones. Google කරලා බලන්න මොකක්ද එන්නේ metals ද non-metals ද කියලා. ඔයාලා okay, what are metals, non-metals and metallites also means alloys. Metallites කියන්නේ alloys වලටමයි. Please see this. What do you think about? Blue color indicates the metal. Red color indicates non-metals. Green color indicates alloys. Nil parting pennani metals. Red color pennani non-metals. Green color pennani metalloids. Kiyan barande. So what do you think about it? Highly abundant type of element is metal. Metals තමයි අපේ periodic table නැත්නම් මේ ලෝකේ තියෙන ගොඩාක් දේවල් metals. Highly abundant type of element is metal. But highly abundant element is carbon. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ තියෙන ජාති තුනේ වැඩිපුර තියෙන metals periodic table. When we talk about the periodic table, there are more than 100 metals are present. Okay, but highly abundant element in the world, in the earth is carbon. Many things are made up of carbon. Carbon is a non-metal. The highly abundant type of element is metal. The වර්ගය අහුවත් metals ද non-metals ද metalloids ද කියලා නැත්නම් alloys ද කියලා අහුවත් එතකොට ඒකෙදි highly abundant වෙන්නේ metals. Okay, there are I think 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Only 17 non-metals. Only 7 alloys. That means metalloids. Okay, so I think now you know what is the highly abundant type of element. It is metal. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll make a ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් you can ask it from me. Okay, since you don't have any questions, now we are going to learn about the metals. Okay, more than 80 are metals in periodic table and it was discovered so far. There were more than 80. Okay, exist as native metal as well as compounds. ඒ කියන්නේ native metal එක විදිහට තින්නවා compound එක විදිහට native metal එක කියන්නේ අපිට පොළවෙන් එයාව metal එක විදිහට ගන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, such as silver and gold. රත්තරන් silver කියන්නේ රිදී වගේ ඒවා ඒ විදිහටම තියෙනවා. I think sometimes you have experienced about that. And some metals are found in compounds: iron, aluminium, magnesium, sodium. Sodium can be found in sea as seawater. Sodium can be found in sea as seawater. It is called as, it is in seawater, we call it as luno, salt. Sodium chloride. So sodium is exist as sodium chloride. And magnesium also exists as magnesium chloride or magnesium sulfate. Aluminium is exist as Al2O3, alumina, aluminium oxide. Iron also exists as hematite, Fe2O3. එතකොට මේවා compounds විදියට තමයි තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර සමහරක් ඒවා native විදියට free metal එක විදියටම හම්බ වෙනවා. සමහරක් ඒවා හම්බ වෙන්නේ compounds විදියට. So, This is the definition of metals. You need to memorize it. This can be changed little bit. The elements which occupy the left-hand side of the periodic table with 1, 2, or 3 electrons in the outermost shell that takes part in bonding and chemical reactions. Metals කියලා කියන්නේ periodic table එකේ left hand side එකේ තියෙන එයාලගේ outermost shell එකේ electron එකක් දෙකක් තුනක් වගේ තියෙන. මේක වෙනස් වෙන අවස්ථා තියෙනවා because polonium has 6 electrons but it is radioactive. So සාමාන්‍ය general definition එක තමයි මේක 1, 2 or 3 electrons in the outermost shell that takes part in bondings and chemical reactions. So bonding සලන් හරි chemical reactions වලදී හරි participate වෙන මේ outermost shell එකේ තියෙන මේ electrons ටික. එතකොට metals you need to define the term of metals. If question is asked, you need to know. You need to tell those points. Which is occupy the left-hand side of the periodic table. The second point is with 1, 2, or 3 electrons in the outermost shell, which take part in bonding and chemical reactions. You need to indicate those things. These are the metals. Okay, so metals has some physical and chemical properties. So we'll see what are they. The metals are physical, chemical properties. So, physical properties of metals. Think about the iron nail. Have a metallic luster. That means shiny surface. Shiny surface and sonorous. That is called as sonorous. Okay. Exist in solid state at room temperature. Except mercury. Mercury is the only metal which is in liquid form in periodic table. Periodic table එකේ ඉන්න එකම metal එක තමයි liquid එකක් විදියට ඉන්න mercury. Mercury තමයි only metal in the earth which is in liquid form in room temperature. Room temperature එකේදී liquid එකක් විදියට ඉන්න එකම metal එක තමයි mercury. ඒවත් මතක තියාගන්න. අනිත් ඔක්කොම ඉන්නේ solid එකක් විදියට. And the next one, malleable, can be hammered into sheets. තල්ලා sheet එකක් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? පුළුවන්. And ductile, can be drawn into wires. Wire එකක් වගේ තුනී කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? We can do it. Think about the copper wires. Could think about the nickel wires. All are metals. අර තියෙන්නේ copper wires and copper part. ඒවා wires හදලා තියෙන්නේ using these physical properties of metals. Metals වල gallium, I need to check. Wait, gallium is not the liquid. If it is a metal, it's no, gallium is a solid. Okay, here for the gallium is a solid below 30 degrees temperature. Celsius අංශක 30ට වඩා අඩු temperature එකදී gallium කියන්නේ solid එකක්. But after above Celsius 30 degrees of Celsius, it becomes liquid. So usually we take it as gallium solid. Okay, so and this is a soft metal. I think in some cases, mruduloha, I think you all have gone through it. So think about the sodium. Even we know sodium is a metal, but it is like a sponge. Sodium එක metal උනාට sponge වගේ. ඒක That is why we call it as soft metals. So gallium also the same as sodium. It is soft metal. And below 30 degrees, it is existed as solid. Above 30, it is existed as liquids. So then good conductors of heat and electricity. The metals අපි current එකට කියන තැනකට metal එකක් තිබ්බොත් අපිට current එක වදිනවා. That means it is a good conductor. Metals are good conductors of electricity. When we put iron nail, one end of the iron nail into the into flame, and if we touch it from the another we touch other end from our hand, we feel the heat. That means it conduct the heat also. The heat එකත් conduct කරනවා, electricity එකත් conduct කරනවා. They generally it has a high density. Mercury has the highest density. So usually metals possess higher density. Okay, those are the physical properties of metal. Questions can be asked, so need to write the things in point form. No need to write any answers as essays because this is not biology, this is chemistry. So the physical properties of metals. Metals never form negative ions. Always metals form positive ions or else cations by losing their electrons. And they combine with oxygen to form basic oxides. Up to all of our knowledge, you know it as, you studied it as, they form basic oxides. But sometimes, as an example, aluminium is a metal. It has a, when it forms a oxide, it has amphoteric properties. Amphoteric means it has basic and acidic properties. So oxygen form basic or amphoteric oxides. Then when a metal forms chlorides, those are solid ionic chlorides. Metal forms solid ionic chlorides. Those are the properties, the chemical properties of metals. Mechanical properties and physical properties are more or less same, but it is given in your curriculum. That is why I indicate this one. Physically, mechanical properties දෙකම එකයි. එතකොට ඒ වුණාට ඔයාලගේ curriculum එකේ physical, chemical and mechanical properties කියලා තුනම දීලා තියෙනවා. Mechanical properties it has tensile strength, ductility, hardness, stiffness, toughness, fatigue and ductility to the brittle transition. It is same as the physical features. එතකොට metal එකක් කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? metal එකක තියෙන chemical properties, physical properties and mechanical properties කියන්නේ මොනවාද කියලා ඉගෙන ගත්තා. So then we'll move on to the molecular structure of metals. Metals වල molecular structure එක මොන විදියටද? අතුල metal එකක් ඇතුලේ බලහම එක මොන වගේ විදියටද? Metallic bonds can be found in metallic crystals. I told you many metals are can be found as solid. So those exist as metallic crystals. So in metals there are bonds known as metallic bonds. Can you all see this figure? Well, make a pen on it. Here positive indicates the metal. And when it forms bonds, It shares the outermost electrons to the shell. Outermost electrons to the pool. pool එකක් වගේ එකක් තියෙන metals ටික තියෙනවා. metals ටික එකතු වෙලා තියෙනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? metals වල තියෙන metals positively charged වෙලා එයාගේ outermost shell එකේ තියෙන ඔක්කොම electrons ටික මේ pool එකට දානවා. මොකද වෙන්නේ? Positive to negative attract වෙනවනේ. So usually positive and negative will be attracted. So when we call it as metals conduct electricity. So for conducting electricity, free electrons are needed. Electricity එක conduct කරන්න නම් free electrons තියෙන්න ඕනේ. කොහොමද මෙයාගේ free electrons තියෙන මෙයාගේ? Okay, I'll tell you. Metals has metallic bonds. I think in your all levels you learned about ionic bonds, covalent bonds, ionic bandhan. So that kind when we talk about the metals, metal has metallic bonds. Metal bandila diyen. Metal combined to another metal by metallic bonds. අර හැම එකකම බන්ධන bonds තියෙනවා වගේ metal අතර තියෙනවා metallic bonds. So metallic bonds are created by metals. So that means when metals form positive ions, they release electrons to their pole. So in here, positive indicate metal and negative indicates the free electrons. Then metals වල තියෙනවා metal connect කරන්න metallic bonds. Okay, මේ metallic bonds ගත්තාම මේ metal එකක් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් metal තියෙනකොට think about the metallic rod. It has a metal. Usually when metal are combined, metals ටිකක් එකට තියෙනකොට metal release its outermost electrons. Metals මොකද කරන්නේ? එයාගේ එළියම තියෙන electrons ටික අයින් කරගෙන positive වෙනවා and forms positive ion itself. Then it releases its electrons to the pole. මේකේ තියෙන අවකාශයට මෙයාගේ electrons ටික දානවා. So metal exhibit as the positive ion and it releases the electrons. So that is how so it has free electrons. That is how metallic bonds happens. එහෙම තමයි metallic bonds තියෙන්නේ. So think about if you have a question, explain about the conducting electricity in metals. Metals වල electricity එක conduct කරන විදිහට. So the first thing you need to write, metal එකක electricity conduct කරන්නේ මේ metallic bonds හරහාම තමයි. So to conduct the electricity, free electrons are needed. Free electrons only. But in metallic bonds, it has the sea of delocalized electrons. So electrons travel from atom to atom. ඔයාලා එතන පළවෙනි එකේ ඉන්න electron එක ඊගාව atom එකට යනවා. එයාගේ වදින. එතකොට ඒ atom එකෙන් එතන ඉන්න electron එකට ආයෙ වදිනවා. මේ ගැටෙනවා. Vibrations can be occurred. So atom to atom, and when there is an electrical potential difference between two ends. එතකොට අන්න එහෙම තමයි metallic bond එකක් හැදෙන්නේ. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Metals conduct electricity due to free electrons. So this is the final slide today. The occurrence of metal in nature, I already told you. Some metals occur in free or native state, gold and silver. Some metal exhibit as the compound. It's known as minerals. Minerals are always associated with sand, oil, or soil, or impurities. These impurities known as gangu. Then, ගොඩක් ඒවා සමහරක් ඒවා free විදිහට ඉන්නවා. metal එක විදිහටම gold silver වගේ ඒවා සමහරක් ඒවා තියෙනවා compounds විදියට. මේ compounds හැම වෙලේම තියෙන එක්ක පොළවේ යට එක්ක තව මොනවා හරි එකක් එක එකතු වෙලා. මෙහෙම impurities වලට අපි කියනවා gangu කියලා. හැම වෙලේම the percentage of gangu is higher than the metal composition. ඒතර මේ gangu කියන impurities වල ප්‍රමාණය වැඩි තියෙන metal එකට වඩා. You need to know those things. I prepared the slides up to that point. Then today I'll wind up today. If you have free time tomorrow, please let me know. Sanka, හෙට free time එකක් තියෙනවා නම් මට කියන්න ඔයාට යාළුවන්ටයි. එතකොට අපි මේක proceed කරගෙන යමු. මම අද රාට හරි හෙට උදේට හරි assignment එක දාන්න. Assignment කියන්න පුතා.
හරි මිස් මම කියන්නේ.
හරි. You can write the assignment by referring any reliable resources. Don't use ChatGPT for anything. Okay, I don't need any lengthy paragraphs or essay type answers. Use reliable books. In my first lecture, I told you the reliable references, and the other than any resources you can use, but don't Google it to get the answer. Okay, because it is not good, and when you need to take anything from the reliable resources, otherwise your answers will be wrong, because we can't rely on the Google even if you can put the notes to the Google, so it is not for the assignment. Usually in the curriculum it is 5% out of 100. CN පහයි assignment එකකට දෙන්නේ. මොකද ලකුණු 40න් පහයි දෙන්නේ. But in my case, if you have any low marks for the quizzes, I will change the percentage. Okay, I can increase it up to 10%. So writing assignments are mandatory, because you can get I think all of you can get more than 75 marks, because I am giving the questions and I will give 1 week of time, and you can find any reliable resources and you can write it. So assignments, you need to write the assignments and be honest. This is your first year, first semester. Don't think about copying. Copy from each other, because this is very novel thing. Copy karande pakagama, it's not nice. Because if you copy here, it's okay, you can get the marks. But when it's come to the end of course exam, if you copy, if you find as the guilty, you will lose your studentship from whole life. ඔයාලගේ මුළු ජීවිත කාලෙටම ඔයාලගේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ෂිප් එක නැති වෙනවා කොපි කරලා වුණොත්. ඒ හින්දා මේවා ඉතින් අසයින්මන්ට්ස් මේවා ඉතින් ඔයාලා කොපි කරලා හරි කොහොම හරි ලියයි. It doesn't matter. ඒවට ප්‍රැක්ටිස් එකක් විදියට තනියම සර්ච් කරලා හොයන්න. If you find those things hard, you will remember it from your lifetime. ඔයාලට මුළු ජීවිත කාලෙම මේ දේවල් මතක තියෙනවා. So try it yourself and do it individually, because I think many of you are not familiarized with the English, so it is better opportunity to get to know, to familiarize with the English. No, there is no any quizzes this week, because you don't have VLE access. That is why I am not giving you the quizzes. But I will inform 1 week before giving the quizzes. Okay, so I'll wind up today. So if you have enough time, Definitely Friday you will be having the lecture at 8 to 10. But if you have free time tomorrow, please let me know. 1 hour is also enough. Kaya kunat kamak nahi. So, goodbye, guys. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.